June got off to a really slow start. Like really, really slow. We're talking 4 sales in the first 2 weeks of June, kind of slow. And if you saw my recent video about leaving my full-time job to focus on reselling, well, June didn't feel like a really great way to start. But I persevered and things picked up in a great way. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing what sold on Poshmark and eBay in June 2021, trends that I'm seeing, and what I think contributed to the slowdown in my sales. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna be sharing something that I'm trying to remind myself of when things don't go the way that I planned or hoped. In June, I sold a total of 36 items for $1,094 in gross revenue. That was 35 sales on Poshmark and 1 sale on eBay. I know, that one eBay sale. I'm surprised too, don't worry. My ASP, or average selling price, was just over $30 at $30.39, which is awesome because that's $5 more than it was in May. My sell-through rate was just shy of 15%, and I listed 89 items, which I think is more than I have ever listed in a month before. At the beginning of the month, I was relisting older items. At the end of the month, it was mostly items from my Quicklotz general merchandise half pallet, and I'll be sure to link the video where I shared everything I got in that half pallet down in the description. In terms of trends, it was a lot of summer stuff, some really cute tops, dresses, bras are still doing well for me as I go through my Free People inventory, and surprisingly, pants and jeans. A couple of them were summery pieces, like a really great jumpsuit and a pair of linen pants, but then also at the end of the month, a bunch of jeans sold, so I was really happy to see that. I love having a look at my numbers, what's selling, my ASP, and I utilize Sarah Styles' dashboards to do that. I love the visuals in her dashboard and how understanding my data really helps to empower me and help me make better decisions when it comes to my sourcing, my reselling efforts, and my pricing. I'll be sure to link those dashboards in the description. Summer can be a bit of a slower time when it comes to reselling, and a lot of resellers talk about the dreaded summer slowdown. They don't always use the hands, but I think it worked here. Maybe it should be like slow down. I think there's a lot of things that can contribute to the summer slowdown. The weather is nicer, kids are done with school, people might be going to cottages or taking trips, or just generally taking time off. And here in Ontario, things finally opened up again. Oh my gosh, did you notice? I got my hair cut. It's all one color now and I'm so happy. So because things opened up in Ontario, I think a lot of people are going out into stores and into places that they haven't been able to go for months. I think sometimes as resellers, we can slow down too, doing all the things that our buyers might be doing. Have you been experiencing summer slowdown? What's been helping you to make sales? Let us know down in the comments. With all of that in mind, let's dive into what sold in June 2021. As I mentioned, the first 2 weeks of June were slow. My first sale came on June 5th. It was a beautiful silk tank top from Joie. It was navy, it was 100% silk. I had relisted it. I don't think I'm gonna pick up Joie anymore because it's never really served me well. This top sat in my closet for a long time, so I relisted it. I think I may have relisted it twice. This time around, it took 26 days to sell for $24 on an offer to Laker. The next 2 sales were from my Fox liquidation box that I got that had Free People intimates in it. This one was the black lace Starla underwire bra. It was a really gorgeous strapless, but it also had straps, so convertible bra in a size 32D, and it sold for $31 on an offer to Laker, and that took 25 days to sell. The next Free People piece was one that I actually received a few of, but they've been selling okay, so I'm happy with that. It's the Lacy Looks lace bandeau. It's just a simple bandeau made of lace. This one was red in a size small, and I got an offer from the buyer for $20 and I accepted, and that one took 29 days to sell. On the same day, I sold a piece from my Jomar box. It was the Revolve Line and Dot Charcoal Grid Bralette. It was a gray high-necked bralette. It had like caging at the bottom. It was very cute. I got an offer from the buyer for $15 and I accepted, and that took 54 days to sell. The next item to sell was another Free People bra. It was a purple lace love letters convertible bra in a size 32C. A potential buyer and I went back and forth on pricing. We finally landed at $20, and that took 30 days to sell. I had this next item initially listed as part of a bundle. I had 2 Lululemon tanks in a size 6, and so I decided to bundle them together to see how they did. They got a lot of likers, but it didn't sell, so I decided when I relisted them to relist them separately. So this was the Lululemon Run Back on Track tank in Laissoflage. It was really gorgeous. It had like a black and white lace pattern at the top, and then it was gray at the bottom. And that sold for $20, and it took 12 days to sell once I'd relisted it. Lululemon tanks. I see so many of them, and some of them are so pretty. I loved the print on this one. Thought it would do okay, but I just need to remind myself, do not get distracted by the Lululemon tank tops. So around the middle of June, when I had made, 6 sales up to this point, I started sending out a lot of really aggressive offers to move some older pieces in my closet, especially things like sweaters that I was like, okay, if it doesn't sell now, I'm gonna have to relist it, maybe get some new eyeballs on it, but it would be really great to see it move sooner rather than later. So this was an American Eagle long sleeve chunky knit sweater in an extra large. It sold for $15 on an offer to liker. This sweater had so many likes on it, but no one was gonna take the leap. Glad it finally sold after 109 days. Next up was an Aritzia Wilfred sweater. I have 2 of this sweater in my closet. This one that sold in a camel color in a size small. It was this gorgeous sweater that was really popular for a time at Aritzia. It's long sleeve and it has a big cuff here and it can be worn off the shoulder. It's really beautiful. This sold for $25 on an offer to liker and took 173 days to sell. Next up was an RW&Co navy midi sheath dress. I'd gotten this in my mystery box from another reseller that I purchased earlier this year. It was in a size medium and it sold for $20 on an offer to liker, and it took 122 days to sell. I remember being really excited when I found this blazer. I thought it was really gorgeous. It was in a smaller size, it was in a size 0, and I hadn't really heard of the brand. It was from Two Penny Blue, but when I looked it up, it seemed to be a blogger favorite, but I think from quite a few years ago. I had relisted it a while ago and it sold for $20 on an offer to liker and took 169 days to sell. This is when the month started to pick up and I was like, great, June is not going to be a total disaster. Excellent. My next sale was a bundle. It was 2 super cute pieces. One of them was an ASOS top. It was gold and black stripe. I'd gotten that in my box from Jade. And then the other was an Aritzia dress. It was in the Brunei style, sleeveless dress, midi length, really cute dress. The buyer sent me an offer for $30 and I accepted. The top had been in my closet for 154 days and the dress had been listed for 53 days. Then I had an eBay sale. I actually got a question about this dress first and I was like, oh, hello eBay. I know I've been neglecting you and I keep saying that I'm gonna do something with you, but someone has a question about this dress? I'll be sure to answer it. Anyway, answered the question. And it sold. It was an Urban Outfitters dress, very 90s style, navy blue, floral with like a crisscross spaghetti strap back. It sold for $35 plus $15 shipping. And that had been listed on eBay for 38 days. I know, eBay, I'm coming, it's happening in July. This was a beautiful Free People maxi dress I had gotten in my box from Jade. It was a burnt orange color, halter style. It had a couple of flaws, but I disclosed that in the listing and still very wearable. It sold for $49 on an offer to liker and took 131 days to sell. It's exciting to see those kinds of pieces selling because it indicates to me that people are going out again, which is so nice. I went to a patio for lunch with some friends on Friday and it was wonderful. It was great. Like I was just so happy to be out and about with friends. I didn't even sit on a patio last summer, so it's been a really, really long time since I ate at a restaurant with friends. So it's exciting to see people buying fancier things to wear when they're going out, maybe going to events and just, I don't know, getting back to some semblance of normalcy or like pre-panini times. I picked up these shoes when I was thrifting a while ago. They're from the brand Salamander, that's a German brand. I had actually messaged my friend Veronica asking about this brand and about the sizing. Oh, in June, I did an interview with Veronica on her channel about going full-time. I'll be sure to link that down in the description. Anyway, Veronica from Germany. I was like, Salamander, tell me about sizing. She was familiar with the brand, less so with the sizing, but I was able to find a size chart online and list these shoes. They were a really cute slingback. They were kind of white and then they had like watercolor. I'll put some pictures up. It'll make more sense that way. Anyway, they were really nice. They were in a size 8. I got an offer from the buyer for $40 and I accepted. Next up were these Citizens of Humanity Emerson slim boyfriend style jeans in a size 34. These sold for $100 on an offer from the buyer and took just 9 days to sell. I was really happy with that sale. And then there was a bundle of a couple of Free People bras. I am so happy on my sell-through rate on the box that I got from Box Liquidation with all the Free People intimate stuff. There's only 8 of those pieces left, so I'm really happy with how that box is done. One of the pieces was the Ari underwire bra in a size 32B. The other was a beige Sierra bandeau bra in a size extra small. I sent the buyer a bundle offer for $55 and they accepted. And both those bras were listed in my closet for 37 days. In the thrift haul I did recently, I shared this Madewell top and it sold in 4 days, which was amazing. It was a blue and white striped top in a size extra large. I got 2 offers simultaneously, or like within a minute of one another. There's that new feature on Poshmark that alerts you when another potential buyer has sent an offer. I think that might have been what made this move so quickly. I accepted the offer for $35 and was really happy with how quickly that piece moved. I had sold a pair of these Free People jeans a while ago, and this size 25 was sitting for whatever reason. They were the Kinsey wide leg style. They had like a little string belt. They were wide leg, light wash. They were a really nice pair of jeans, but for whatever reason, the size 24 in demand. Size 25 had to relist it. Anyway, they sold in June for $49 on an offer to Liker and took 44 days to sell. This was another dress I'd gotten in my box from Jade. It gave me such 90s vibes. Or as I expressed in the video, it kind of made me feel like what Lori would be wearing in the Dream Ballet in Oklahoma. Like 2 of you will get that reference, but that's okay. It was a really pretty floral dress in a size 8 petite, and I got an offer from the buyer for $15 and I accepted. And that took 140 days to sell. Next up was another pair of jeans with the Topshop Moto Lee jeans, mid-rise ankle skinny jeans in a size 32. How do Topshop jeans do for you? I feel like for a little while I was selling a bunch of them, and then now they haven't been moving as quickly, but I think maybe it depends on the style. Those sold for $24 on an offer to Liker and took 67 days to sell. I was really excited when I first got this Ted Baker skirt. It was so lovely. It was black, it had a really beautiful floral print, and so I listed it. And it sold. And then when I went to ship it out, I noticed that some of the threads in the back had come out, and it was a black skirt, and now the threads were appearing white. So I canceled that sale, and then I relisted it at a much lower price and just disclosed the flaws. It sold again in June on an offer to Liker for $17. Have you ever had that happen to you where you sell something, you get ready to ship it out, and you spot a flaw that you didn't notice? It is the worst feeling in the world. Like, my heart sinks. It hasn't happened too many times, but when it does, it's the worst feeling. So it's really important to be so mindful when you're sourcing, and then when you're processing, and then when you're photographing. That way you don't get to the point of shipping an item out before realizing it has a flaw. This next piece was one of the clothing items that I got in my Fox liquidation box. And to be honest, I thought the clothing would maybe sell faster than the bras, but that hasn't been the case at all. This was the Free People Paisley Count Me In tunic in a size extra small. There are quite a few of them on Poshmark, but it's still a really lovely piece, and it was new with tags. It sold for $49 on an offer to Liker and took 40 days to sell. This next bundle was so fun. It had great vintage vibe, it was colorful. Oh, it was such a great collection of pieces. So it was 4 items that sold for $110, and it was a ModCloth burnt orange skirt. Really, really cute piece that got a lot of likes, but no buyers up to this point. A really fun vintage piece from my consignment client. It looked like a really cute teacher dress. Very, very colorful, had a really cute collar. And then there was that gorgeous floral Jace dress that I shared in my thrift haul. It was an Australian brand. And these really cute hair bows that had been sitting in my closet, I think since I started on Poshmark when I was trying to get up to 50 listings so I could become an ambassador. Anyway, loved that bundle. Those items have been sitting in my closet ranging from 9 to 230 days, and I hope the buyer loved the package. Next up was a silk top from Joe Fresh. It was in a really fun animal print, just a short sleeve basic top. It sold for $16 on an offer to Liker, and that took 54 days to sell. And then the first piece sold from my Quicklotz half palette, and I was so excited. I started to get interest in the pieces from my Quicklotz palette as soon as I listed them, and that was amazing. This was a mint baseball cap from the brand Noah NYC. It's not a brand I was familiar with at all, but comps on this hat and other colors seem to be pretty good. It sold for $35. The buyer and I kind of went back and forth on offers, and that took just a day to sell. I think I maybe could have gotten a little bit more for that hat, but you know what? I was happy for the sale. It also had a small mark inside the brim, so you know what? Super happy with that. Next up was another piece from Quicklotz, and it surprised me because I listed it and then I got an offer within an hour. It was a pair of Nike bikini bottoms, just black with the Nike logo. The buyer sent an offer for $15, and I was like, yep, these are for you. Next item to sell was also from my Quicklotz box. It was a Grin Brothers straw fedora in a size large, extra large, and it sold for $36 on an offer to Liker and sold within a day. I loved this Aritzia Little Moon black arabesque jumpsuit. So gorgeous. Again, perfect for going out in the summer. This sold for $80 on an offer to Liker and took 13 days to sell. Next up was another Aritzia piece. These were the Wilfred linen pants that I'd shared in my haul as well. I had a buyer who was interested in them, and they had asked me to hold them, to which I said I couldn't hold them, but if they wanted to send me an offer when they were able to, I would accept it. But then someone came in and bought the pants for $39 $49 on an offer to like her. Do hold items for customers. I don't make any promises. And even with retail stores, most stores will only hold an item for the same day. I'm very transparent with my buyers and let them know that if it's still available, I'm happy to accept an offer, but I can't make any promises on holds. It's just a thing to organize. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Let me know what you do. This was another piece from my Quicklotz box that took just a day to sell. Unfortunately, a lot of the makeup and skincare I wasn't able to sell because it was used or swatched or broken, but this piece was in great condition. It was the Charlotte Tilbury Miracle Glow Cleansing Balm, and it sold for $40 on an offer to like her. And the last piece to sell in June were these Abercrombie & Fitch embroidered shorts in a size 12. They sold for $15 on an offer to like her and had been sitting in my closet for 135 days. Even though this wasn't my highest sales month in 2020, and that could maybe be disappointing, especially with how slow things were to start off with, I took a moment and looked back at my numbers from June 2020. And this year I made double what I made last year. And I think sometimes in order to see our progress, we need to widen our view and see how far we've come. And I think sometimes when we do that, we're able to get a different perspective. It can be so easy to get into that hustle and just wanting to do better than yourself month over month over month. But sometimes we have to remember the bigger picture and check out our sales from the year or the years prior. I'm really glad that things picked up in the second half of June. I'm glad that I listed so many items, and I'm really excited to keep this momentum going into July. As I mentioned, I got my Quicklotz pallet in June, and also stores are open, so it's been so much easier for me to get inventory, and so I know that's going to have a great impact for me going forward. And because it was my first month of doing this full time, it was really cool to set my own schedule, to find a new rhythm and flow, and just see where things went. I'm really enjoying doing this more, spending my days photographing, listing, filming content for YouTube, sourcing, and I'm just really excited for the rest of the summer. I'd love to hear how your sales were in June. Let me know how they went and if you're experiencing the summer slowdown. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and if you're not already subscribed, now would be an awesome time to do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye, friends!